We are live now. The goo is going the fuck away. Hello, everyone. I am Trisky, and you are watching Top Gear.
Zoom.
Jeez.
As we speed along the landscape, the landscape of Morgram.
You spoiled a random encounter this session.
You find a Mad Max driver cult. What do you do?
Are they British?
Not enough.
Damn it. Okay.
Oh, damn it.
Wow, Clyde does not want me to send you images. I cannot send you images, Sponge.
Dude,
Good
listen,
context.
Clyde is just being censor bot right now. And also, I love how we're interrupting Trisky's stream intro. Welcome back, everybody, to the Monsters of Morgram. I am your co-host, Lord Spongecake, aka Marasmus, the goopiest gentleman out there. And today, we're going to be introducing the rest of our gang here, starting off with the lovely, lovely animator and drawer, Magnifical. Who are you going to be playing?
It is Magnifical, aka Chaise Longue, the French, the warrior chair.
The warrior of Chair, the far off lands. Very good, very good. Next, we got our boy, our special little protagonist here, our little druid buddy. We got our buddy Penguin.
Hello.
Who's gonna be playing Runt the little goblin guy?
Who?
You. Who are you playing?
I don't know. Who am I playing?
All right, you're all allowed to shut the fuck up now. All right. Additionally, we have Sponge playing Marasmus. Yay, he's the one who took over the announcement for a little while until I got pissed. We have Scourge, who is playing Reginald, as they currently know him, the rat alchemist. And we have my IRL buddy Ken, who is playing Zephyr the Harpie Monk. Welcome back to Monsters of Morgram. I am your main GM, though I will defer my powers to whoever the fuck I feel like, whenever the fuck I feel like it. And we are returning to our group immediately in the wake of Belay encounter, where they fought a land shark and killed it, and I'm pretty sure Chaise ate its head. But this
Adding
was
once again another thing, another toll into the head count thing. We're still doing this.
Listen, she's hungry, okay? She hungry.
Yes, she is hungry. But this was all a random encounter that occurred on the party's way to a castle that they got a vision of in the far northeastern portions of Morgram from a acid trip that was given to them by the shaman priest Punt. As they are on their way out, they have found themselves within about, let's say, like, you actually don't know really how far away you are because you haven't really been keeping track of stuff, but it feels like you've been going really fast for some reason as you skirt across the landscape. And listed on the map is about their location. One thing to note as we start up a new day and you continue traveling is that what would normally seem to be grassland and hills slowly seems to devolve into wastes, dirt, rocks. The wildlife becomes hardier, more carapace, less mammals. You find the ground sparser and sparser of any vegetation as you continue northeast. And the party resumes its travels. Zephyr, I'm assuming once again, traveling further ahead to scout. And as you do so, I would like Zephyr to do a perception check for me. Alright, high up in the sky, you look down and you see off in the distance what appears to be some sort of gathering of figures. You're still a bit too far away to identify them, but at least a good number of them seem to glint in the sun, giving you a semblance of some form of armor, or metal at least. And you spot some simple structures nearby them, in a small, like, valley little inlay within the otherwise arid and waste terrain surrounding it.
Do the structures, do they seem almost like walls, or just more like
No, they're
buildings or
like
monuments?
small tents, if anything. This is your best bet. Very, very, very small one person temporary accommodations.
All right. She'll head back towards the party and report this. Be- appears to be a camp ahead. Lots of individuals in armor.
What are they looking like?
Couldn't really tell other than that. They seem to be well armored.
Any sort of emblem showing anything?
None that I could make
Considering
out.
you couldn't, yeah. Basically all the standard bog questions that you could ask was too far out to notice properly. You could voluntarily scout ahead further and give it a look-see, but
She could, and she will. Let's see what else I can find.
Tell me when we get over water. I want to do some fishing.
Marasmus,
That
I am sorry
may
to say
not
there
be
is no
for
water
long.
for miles.
God damn!
Where's my fish?
I want to fish. Fish
Yeah,
here.
fine.
I shall fish for seagulls.
That's
It's
fly
fine. You
fishing.
continue to skip ahead. Maybe
There are
there'll
no
be a
seagulls
river
this
here.
far inland.
What about
I
any kind
want-
of birds?
Marasmus is going ahead and just hallucinating, seeing everyone around him start to become fish. He's going
I
ahead
mean,
and just
there are flying carrion birds of some variety that look like flying fish to Marasmus in his haze.
he sees Zephyr just looking a lot more and more bird-like, just
She just like stares back at I just imagine his monocled like mask just silently staring in her direction.
he's like slowly pulling up a spear, as well as like licking his lips, just.
What the fuck does
scout
a
ahead now.
gelatinous ooze look like licking its non-existent fucking lips?
If someone
What is
looks
this
at
image?
if somebody looks at the sketchy area, you can tell he has a tongue. He does that.
I mean, true. Oh boy. But yeah, you scout further ahead. How will you be approaching this?
She would approach maybe roughly how high would she have been when she saw them initially?
You are generally able to fly pretty high when you're scouting, considering you're a harpy. You would probably have been like, I don't know a rough elevation to give you off the top of my head, but definitely high enough that if they were to look up, they would have a trouble deciphering you from a regular bird.
So she's gonna move ahead, start at the same height, but then go down maybe like 10 or 20 feet, just like slowly circle down to start getting a better look at them from different angles.
All right. I would like you to roll me a stealth check in some capacity along with a perception. All right, stealth is fine. They think you're a bird. And you get a better look at everything going on. Nice rolls. You circle down slowly, just looking like a bird hovering overhead, waiting for any leftover scraps and whatnot, as the carrion birds of this region tend to. And as you look down, you notice that the figures, yes, most of them are still armored. You do notice a couple more furry individuals doing some labor of some sort in the surrounding small hills and mounds and whatnot, carrying pickaxes and swinging into hard material. You're assuming they're trying to gather something? You're not exactly sure. Then again, you also don't know the area and what it might contain, so it's your guess is as good as the rest of your parties at this point. But what you do notice is that the ones wearing armor seem to have set up a notable camp in operation here. They all wear some semblance of hard metal armor, mostly painted in a sort of like brass tone, and they generally are wearing red robes and clothing, like warm colors, though rather dull. Red, some slightly brighter reds for decorative, like neck pieces and whatnot and everything. They have tents set up all over the place with seemingly like cooking equipment and all sorts of other stuff set around. Packs of stuff have been set by all of the tents, and all of the soldiers seem to carry with them generally, they carry about 3 weapons. They carry a large spear on their back, another shorter spear, and a sword at their hilt, along with a large shield as they look about.
How, am I able to get a read on how tall these guys are?
You are able to tell at this point that they are about average human height. And you get a look at 1 or 2 of their faces and do see that the ones that are wandering about and doing stuff very mildly in their size and disposition. Some of them are human, some of them are elven, some of them are dwarven. But most of them are human overall. The furry ones are a species you are unaware of.
I'm able to see what their heads look like. Are they like human-like or more like bestial?
Yeah, they definitely seem more on the bestial side of things from what you are able to notice. They have longer. The only word you can really think of in your vocabulary is manes of hair flowing over their shoulders and general braids. They're wearing very little amount of clothing, mainly just like armbands, loincloths, and other such things. And they are rather furry overall. They have darker gray furs and darker brown manes, if anything. Their clothes are dull, uncolored.
She's gonna keep flying for a few and try to see if she can get any read on how these like different groups interact with each other.
So you observe for a while. First, I would like to get really quickly an idea of the rest of the party. So you are about, if you were to walk at normal speed to get here, you are about, like 10, 20 minutes away from arriving at this location that they are. So you're out of view, and there's a hilly terrain around you at this point. To give you guys a better idea, you're more around here at this point on the map, to let you know just about where you're going. Two things I want to note from the party. First off, just to make it a challenge, and you can understand where I'm coming from, Runt, would somebody other than you roll perception for me? Just because it's funnier that way?
You want me to look with my eyes?
Look
Yeah.
with my eye.
I cannot see.
I would like, actually, more specifically, Merasmus to give me a perception check.
Are we above 60 feet in the air?
No. The reason
Okay.
I'm having you do this is more specifically because you have a, okay, yeah, that's a Chaise Longue perception check. If Merasmus would also roll me a perception check, there's a reason I'm having you do it in particular.
Is it because I'm too busy eating right now, you silly goose?
No, it's because you're the only, you're the only other magically inclined motherfucker in the party.
15!
Alright, that ought to do it for you. You actually have no extra skill points in perception. Again, that makes sense considering you're a goop.
I can't see.
Yeah. But this isn't like a vision-based one, just to give you a good idea. I will get back to your questions about what's going on with their relationship, by the way. I haven't forgotten. This is just to establish some other things in the meanwhile. Merasmus, you notice as you are traveling along that something seems a little bit weird. Like, your relationship with time and everything is definitely weirder than most. You don't have to sleep at all, and you are by default slower. Like, you have half the movement speed of everyone else, like, mechanically, but you also just don't feel the need to rush as a species because of how your species normally hunts. Like, you're sapient, so at this point you're a little bit weirder in that respect. But in spite of the fact that time is a weirder concept to you, you do have this strange notion, especially with your more magical connections, that you have a vague idea based on what you have been told by the other party of this vision that they had, that you shouldn't be in a wasteland yet, by far.
Gentlemen,
Oh no. He has taken a Mad Max motorcycle. Oh no.
What?
We could hear that fucking motorcycle outside of your house,
yeah.
like in the fucking
Gentlemen,
line.
it's time to lock and load, as they say. Nah.
Oh, boy.
Gentlemen, it appears that we shouldn't be here yet. Are we? How fast are we moving?
Mhm.
Chaise, you were a participant in the vision, and you remember seeing the wasteland as you traveled over it. And by your estimates, based on your movement speed, you, give or take a rough guess, going from Frogbelt Village all the way up to here, it's... you should have been traveling for probably around another week or more to get here at this point. You shouldn't have gotten this far.
That's odd.
Perhaps we have some mythical aid guiding us along our path, or perhaps
Perhaps, yeah.
maybe that, or the area that we crossed happened to skip time, or just skip entirely that area. We shall have to investigate when we return.
Indeed,
with that-
yes.
And with that in mind, just to set a bit of the tone, at the same time, we're going back to Zephyr and her scouting over this area. You observe the seeming relationship between these strange foreigners and this other bestial race that you know nothing about. And while the, furred ones, for lack of a better way to refer to them, seem to be being watched in some way, they are also being assisted. They aren't being, treated as raw labor, at least from what you can gather from up in the air. Many of the armored ones, a few of them have stripped of the heaviest of their armor to assist in the mining labor as well. And this seems to be a smoothly going operation to retrieve something.
All right.
There are no
back.
obvious whippings or anything of the sort that would indicate much worse to you.
All right. Actually, before she heads back, would she have spied any particular logo around the tents or anything at this point, or?
Yes. At this point, you would be able to notice a set of. They actually do have some flags planted in the area. There are. In a similar vein to the red that they are wearing, there are some red flags that seem to have a golden embellished symbol of. It is a rough curve going from the top right through the left middle and down to the bottom right in a U shape, with braces at the end. You don't have anything specific that you can compare it to as your species, but it is a U shape with spurs on the end of each of the tips and some foreign script written on it.
All right. All right. So now she's gonna head back to the party then.
You are not noticed in any way as you return to the party, or if you are noticed, you're treated as just a bird.
All right. So as she finds the party, she's gonna just kind of hover on down, and then land and start drawing. Start doing her best to draw the main logo, not the script, in the sand. So she would try to draw the U shape and just a little like spikes at the edges of it, and just kind of like whistle everyone to get everyone's attention. They had this symbol. They all seem to be digging for something. There's one group of seems to be long shanks with a few knife ears and a few of the dwarves. They also have these furred beings. They seem to be doing most of the digging, but they are working together.
Do I recognize the symbol?
This is roughly the shape that is drawn in the ground.
Shape where? What?
In the general Morgram chat. For those of you on stream, you're going to have to base it on the mental image that I gave you.
It's the sideways omega symbol.
Basically, yeah.
It's somebody making a smiley face and putting it sideways.
Oh. Okay.
This does not resemble any of the symbols you have encountered previously.
Yeah, I was about to go. Yeah, because I remember another symbol that we've encountered a long time ago, but that is definitely not a symbol we've encountered.
Was the one we encountered?
The one with the man?
I believe you've encountered the Saranian symbology. And it did not resemble this.
Okay.
And the script, as you recall, was in the middle of the symbol, in the opening that it provides.
Okay.
And so your thoughts.
Strange.
Do we want to approach them, or do we want to go around? They may have a clue to where we need to go.
And hostile.
Hmm. That's no way of telling what they want.
Yes, the only way to find it out is, well, a coin, a coin toss, and then she spits out a coin, like to just as a visual metaphor.
You didn't toss a coin, you just kind of spit one out.
Indeed.
I suppose that does answer the question where you are keeping your things.
We don't kind of ever question that because we don't want to know.
That is the difference between I suppose.
How does the coin toss decide?
That's a good question.
Well, in the inn, I once saw a bunch of people gambling on something, and they used the coin, and they said, one side of the coin means they will do it, the other side of the coin says they won't do it.
Which side does it?
That's a good question. I'm going to go ahead and He goes ahead and he's going to take out, spits out a coin of his own, and he's going to say, "All right, this side." Oh shit! I can't read.
How many times you gonna throw through this there, bud?
You know, help with that.
He's gonna go ahead and say, "All right, this side means somebody." Okay, you, Chaise, you go ahead. This side means yes. This side means no. And Marasmus is gonna go, "Hut!" And he threw it off of the basket that they are being carried on. What did it land on?
Roll 1d2. 1 is yes, 2 is no.
Oh no! If we're still up in the sky, it's out of the basket.
Ah! He fucking checked it too far.
Yeah. What did it land on? Oh.
I don't believe it has landed yet.
Should I slash roll 1d2?
We can't see what Marez has rolled, so if you want to roll your own.
1 for yes, 2 for no.
All right,
let's a 1.
Well, I hope they know where the good fishing hole is here.
So with that, I assume you approach?
Yes.
I believe so. Yes.
All right. In what sort of fashion?
Hostile. Very hostile. We are waving weapons at them.
Okay, you charge in, waving weapons like a hostile warband, screaming at the top of your lungs. Erasmus has a hard time keeping up because he is a goop, and this is flat landscape, but everyone else runs in screaming with your weapons. Roll for initiative.
He jiggles intensively. No. Well, who? Okay. Runt, you do the best with talking out of all of us, and considering that you're essentially our de facto leader, I say you go forth.
What?
Go on. Talk to them. He's going ahead and pushing him.
Do they have Sure.
All
Yeah,
right. You slowly approach this location, and very slowly you start to see the same things that Zephyr was noticing earlier, though albeit from a more horizontal perspective. You come up to the camp and you see banners of red waving with this strange horseshoe-like symbol on its side with a script that you can now read, because you can read, Runt. You are able to read the text. You don't know what it means in character. You can read Rosata Stamina.
What does that mean?
That is all you can see of the script. This is the script that is written on their flags.
Right.
And as you continue to approach, the individuals are wearing, once again, this gold and bronze armor with a red decorative cloth in some places and other dull cloth just for general wear. You continue to approach. And do you like announce yourself in some capacity, or?
Well, I was trying to go here. Don't know why. Just because I was told I was the leader, so I just go up. Hey, what's going on?
You approach this unfamiliar group of armored individuals and say, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" And the rest of the party looks at you. Are you currently is the rest of the party currently dealing with your talk to people effect, your spell?
Today probably because we weren't expecting to talk to people, so probably not.
Right. So the only ones who are able to speak common are Marasmus, Runt, and Reginald.
Yeah.
All right, so you can speak regular common. Chaise and Zephyr are left out of the loop, so you currently can't understand what Runt is saying, but it sounds like some casual greeting. This group of armed soldiers turns and looks at you, and the ones who are standing guard brace their weapons. Some of them are holding these strangely fashioned swords. Others are holding long spears. A couple of them seem to have a shorter set of spears that they're holding as if ready to throw. And as you look about and you see everything, you see the furry ones perk up and turn to look at you. Run, you recognize them as looking very much like dogs.
Do I know they're
But,
kind of
standing on two
friendly?
legs.
Have I encountered them before?
You do not know this species. You just can infer that they look like dogs, and they have dog faces, canine faces of some form. They're standing on two legs, wearing like basic tribal attire, and with long manes that are either braided or otherwise.
I'll address them because they seem eager to be more communicative. What y'all doing here?
The dog-like folks look at you and don't respond. And the armored ones, some of them turn and look at one another, and while they don't lower their weapons, it looks like they're calling, and they believe it, and you hear them say, Marcellinus! And with that, you look up, and on a higher rung of the area that you are in, you see, high above, watching over the whole operation, a individual wearing less armor, but with more mildly fanciful attire you assume to indicate status of some sort, standing above and looking down on this whole entire operation. Up on the rock up here. And he looks
Ooh.
down at you, with a bit of, well, not confusion, but a bit of interest.
Going on.
Where hail you from?
The swamp.
Swamps. We have not yet encountered swamps on this land, and yet you speak such fluent common.
I had help.
State your business.
We're kind of doing our own thing, right? Just, traveling around the land, trying to see what all's going on.
And what brings you to our camp?
Passing through.
I
Kind of
see.
in the middle of the path we've taken, so.
Stand aside, let them through, but keep an eye. And you notice as the guards seem to move aside a little bit, eyeing you very.
Do the furred creatures look like they're bound or restrained?
You do not see any sort of indications of as such, but as you look around at them, the one that you can see the easiest, this one up to your immediate top left, does look at you with a little bit of, you're not sure. Give me a sense motive.
Let me open up my little bits here. Runt. Sense motive. I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
They want your staff. No, you really can't tell what they're thinking.
Mm. Can I ask y'all a question real quick before we go?
State your business.
What y'all doing here?
This is a mining operation for the Greater Rosatus Empire.
Does that name ring a bell?
So the only thing that rings a bell is a saying that we said once as a joke, but when in Rosatus, do as the Rosatans do. But no, you have no familiarity in character of Rosatus.
Well, okay, well, one more question. What is y'all's, do we know what allegiances Stanton is tied with?
Stantrum is Brosh.
What's y'all's, kinship towards Brosh?
We have some diplomatic relationships with them, but overall they are competition for expeditions and expansion.
I see. Now, we're on really good terms with them, and maybe we could be on good terms with you. Like, we're natives, we can help. I mean, it looks like you got some natives there already. What's mining for y'all? Kind
Do you
of.
wish to join the Greater Rosatan Empire?
No, not really.
Then we have little business with you.
What y'all doing with these here dogs?
They are new Rosatan citizens.
Willingly?
Yes.
Sense motive on that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
that one, that was that delay.
There was a bit of a pause there.
As I'm saying this, I'm also going to look at the one I was looking at before.
Merasmus is trying to sense the motive of any nearby fish and fails to, because there are no nearby fish, I'm sorry to say.
Sniff, sniff.
Runt, you get the feeling that a little column A, a little column B, and the no, the individual, the furry one, looks at you, and you have a feeling that he isn't being abused, but he's not exactly happy.
Mm.
Romans have conquered furries.
You are a
Nice.
degenerate fuck, you are.
Final frontier.
I'm gonna look at the fella. He Now, the way you made it, the way you answered that in that tone, makes me want to believe you, but also makes me not want to believe you.
Hold on. May I say something, Runt?
Sure.
Yeah, dear soldier person, are they making a decent wage by
They are
doing this?
fed, sheltered, and otherwise as you would expect of any menial.
You see, you could also say the same with slaves. Are they being paid for their work?
They are allowed luxuries beyond that any menial slave would.
Like?
This is not like an in-character pause, by the way. This is me trying to think of what would realistically be the thing, by the way. This is you asking the GM questions he was not prepared for, okay? This is not actually just the character.
We're just trying to figure out, like, alright, are these guys slaves?
Oh no, there's no doubt they're indentured servant.
They're
Probably working there against.
pressured volunteers.
Possibly serfs, but for just I'm not necessarily specific like a state, but for the land, maybe.
Well, still, I don't Runt in his belief of the land. Should not, no one person should be treated like that. He probably is gonna mention something, depending on his answer.
At this point, his response, actually within reason, would be, "This line of questioning goes nowhere. Are you going to continue your travels, or are we going to have adversity here?"
No need for adversity. I'm just worried about the natives here because we've been here a long time, and there's a lot more people showing up here doing shit to all kinds of our folks.
Are you offended by our dialogue? We just wish to communicate.
I have an operation to oversee. Your objections have been noted. Now are you going to move along?
I'm gonna walk over to the I had a message. Wait a second. Gonna walk over to the knoll that I was looking at. See if I'm paused, but I'm gonna walk over to him and offer him a good berry.
Oh, sorry.
Give him
Yeah.
a good berry.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to give him something.
The soldiers watch you warily, but don't intercept you.
And in a hushed beast speak, bestial comment, I'm going to ask, what are they doing to y'all?
He perks up a little bit at you speaking the common bestial common language, and in response, they basically just say, "We are citizens, suffice to say."
Willingly?
Not at first, no.
So I'm guessing they forced y'all to make some sort of agreement y'all didn't want. I will hand him. I'm gonna roll. How much do you roll for Goodberry? for determining how much you have?
I do not know. That would be something for you to take care of.
I don't have that open. Where's my sheet? Spells, Goldberry.
Does that give you like 4? Is that 5?
2d4.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna hand him all the good berries and yes. This is for you and your kin. Try not to eat more than one, but
He looks down at it and takes one and smiles a little bit at the taste, and he just nods at you in appreciation.
take some for your kin. Because personally, I don't like what's going on here in our homeland. These people here seem down by the swamps. There's a lot more amenable terms, but I'm sorry for your condition. And without trying to cause things to happen,
All right. You're
we
trying to
best
do
be
this
on
whole
our
entire
way.
thing in a hushed conversation. Would you give me sort of like a stealth check, please?
Yeah. You sure you want stealth?
I would like... Oh yeah, you're able to keep it hush-hush.
It's plus 17. God damn. Chill.
Listen, Runt is used to traveling alone.
Fair enough.
Plus 10%.
He walked
you
alone, he
notice...
walked
You notice that there is a little bit of observation, but nobody seems to react to you. They do mention... The one that has been talking to you the most mentions... Have you had enough of your conversing with our citizen?
I'd like to say yes, but we seem to be drawing your ire just by being here, so...
Yes,
me
you
and
are interrupting our mining operation.
I don't care about your mining operation. I'm caring about kinfolk. So but as respect from Brosh to yours, we're just gonna take our leave now. We don't want any ill between. Just keep that in mind, please.
Noted. And with that, do you actually proceed to, like, make your way through this area?
Yeah.
Hey, Runt, so what did you get from that citizen?
They weren't originally citizens. They were later interned. But my guess is that they were probably forced to make some sort of agreement that was very detrimental to their society.
Ah, press gang. I see. Well, what do you think? Should we start a revolution?
Last one we had didn't go too.
Me.
Should.
We could always give it a try.
No, I don't want to risk innocent people. You know, they didn't want this, and they don't deserve to be a part of this unless, you know. But
Very well.
personally, as a native to this land, getting sick of seeing all these new people.
Well.
Yes, it seems like that man was quite the pompous douche.
I like him. I like him a lot.
As your party moves beyond the camp and continues onward, once again, Zephyr scouting ahead, time continues to pass as you all converse amongst yourselves, and I bring in the groceries.
Bring in the milk.
Milk.
There is
Monk.
something fishy going on.
Did somebody say fish?
Oh no.
Erasmus goes wide-eyed as he's looking around aggressively with a spear. Fish. Where's the fish? You say fish. Where?
Is a bullet a fish? I mean, because it's called a land shark too, isn't it? Is it like a land fish? Is it like a lungfish, but
It's
long
Not
term
really.
and big?
it's like a what do you call it? Or it's like a giant chompy boy. Here, let me send a picture of it. It is
They call
kind
it a
of.
land shark. I mean, could it technically be a fish?
It's very shelled. Well, it goes in water, but I guess if
More
they call
like like an armadillo, but
Mhm.
aggressive.
I imagine bullets are really
Ta-da!
really firm, like or tough to chew, probably really gamey.
Whoa, man, yo, that's amazing.
Rasmus and his
Cool.
chopper.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
look at the boy!
He's so happy! Holy shit!
There's your new animated Discord icon.
Can I do that? Can I set that to my Discord icon? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
It's
so
Oh,
fucking.
Still very
This is-
rough and sketchy, but still.
It's still good, dude. It's still
It
good.
was animated on twos, and it's fantastic.
Chat, love you to death. If you're in here, if you're in the Discord for Unlucky Rules, check what Great Magnifical put in Sketchy Sketch. Holy
I am
shit!
they
actually
can't see
showing
that.
it on the
That's
stream
just-
now.
That's just for us.
I have
everybody
actually
can see
made it so
Sketchy Sketch.
everyone can see it now, yeah.
Just imagine swapping this to his active chat icon on the active.
I mean, I could do that.
I'm wanting to change my my thing to that. That's awesome. Let me see.
Little bouncy Marasmus. You have quite a penchant for drawing Marasmus, it seems. Then again, considering his shape, it's pretty easy.
At least
He's-
get out of that Rasmus brain, that runt brain rot.
I will observe that based on the official art, the monocle is on the wrong eye, but he is malleable.
Oh, hush, Trisky. Oh, hush.
Monocle
I mean, you are-
is Marasmus. Everything else is just an illusion.
You are but jealous because it wasn't Grom.
I mean, technically, you could just like horizontal flip it, and it would be correct.
Who is texting me at this godforsaken hour?
And
But yes, I am back. Thank you for occupying yourselves with hilarity. The party continues beyond the camp of the Rosadas mining expedition. It seems as though you are not all too pleased with what you found, but that is understandable, all things considered. But however, you have decided not to further engage them at this point, at least, as you proceed towards your main objective, which is still the overlooming notion of time being in flux. And with that very notion in mind, as you leave the mining operation and turn to look back upon the gnolls that you don't know are gnolls because you don't know their racial name, you never asked, and the soldiers of Rosadas there, you see yet again that sort of blip in time that you've been seeing on and off. And you notice that significantly more of the camp has been dug out, and the once temporary tent-like accommodations have been replaced with some more permanent housing. There is now a central watchtower of some sort, a rudimentary wall around the entire area, and this all happens in the blink of an eye as you leave. And there are actually some gnolls now wearing some of the Rosadas armor on the parapets, watching over and guarding.
good for them. They become more than second-class citizens. They got ranks.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Yeah.
And
They're
all of
doing
this
their part.
happens.
That still is really
I'm doing my part.
shitty. I'm doing my part. Fucking piece of shit.
You have yet to find out whether or not that this is voluntary or forced military enlistment. But that is a question for another time that I have now planted in your head. But moving on, you continue along, and so you're just about on the edge of this wasteland area that you remember from your vision, Chaise, Runt, and Zephyr. And based on your notion of travel, you should have, especially considering the rough and uneven terrain, you should have a bit of time still left to reach your destination. And as you come to rest for the night, you wake up the following morning and rise over yet another hill blocking the vision of the train off in the distance. And the next thing you see is a decrepit castle from your memory off in the distance. You have traveled what must have been 3 days' journey in the blink of an eye. Look down upon this decrepit, large, looming dark structure from your vision. Marasmus and Reginald, this is your first time seeing it, in fact. The parapets of the castle loom over the landscape, it looking like a blemish upon the already blemished ground of rot and decay. And as you continue to look at it, the vision of the castle flickers in and out of existence, in and out of a pristine constructed nature down to a ruined husk. And the entire time you see it, you see a vision of a large, gargantuan, massive shape sitting in what would be the center, you would assume, throne room if this were a royal palace. Blipping in and out of existence in your vision as the building around them does. This is your destination.
Oh.
I must say I don't like the fact that it's doing that.
And who has the best hearing among you? I would assume Runt.
That'd be me, because I literally have a trait called Big Eared.
You don't even have to roll for this. That's you!
Bless you.
Thank.
It's not a reaction. Bless you.
You
Santé.
say that under your breath as, with the sound of the sneeze, the castle once again shifts. And then it sneezes again, and the castle shifts. And then it sneezes again, and the castle shifts.
You okay?
You are still, like, some miles away. It's off in the distance. You're still hearing the sneeze from all the way out here.
Who the hell's sneezing?
It was a quite loud sneeze.
Assumedly, Reginald can hear this to some degree as well, because, you know, rat hearing, but otherwise, Zephyr, Marasmus, and Chaise will actually have to make a perception check to see if you can notice what he's talking about once he's pointing it out.
All right.
I will perk up my ears.
Chaise hears, Zephyr hears.
Whoa.
That's for
Chaise hears a little bit too well, and Marasmus can barely hear. But yes, it is this deep, roaring, sneezing noise emanating from within the either castle or ruins, depending on the moment.
I say,
I hope you'll understand if I don't want to be down there on the ground below this.
I believe it is possible you may have somehow accidentally come into contact with some particulate, though it traveled quite a long way. But I don't like the idea of having been sneezed on.
So, do you approach, or do you just stand here looking at the wasteland in front of you and the continuing to flicker structure?
I'm like really perking up here. It's like, I mean, I've been hearing a little too much, so I'm of course like, what do we do? Should we follow the noise?
We've come this far.
I would like
Yes.
everyone to make a fortitude saving throw for me.
Oh boy.
Just against disease of any kind?
Here we
Come
go.
again?
Fortitude saving throw.
Disease? No.
Okay.
These rolls today
DC
are
is
far from
15, by the
unlucky.
way.
Oh, damn.
Did I roll? I can't see my roll.
You did not roll yet, no. So fortitude saving throw, I need still from you.
Oh. Okay, here we go.
Ooh.
Ah.
All right. Reginald, Runt, and Zephyr, you feel some primordial shaking in your body, but nothing comes of it. Meanwhile, Morasmus, Chaise, you both feel a sudden disturbance to manifesting and maintaining your current shape and form as you desire.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You wiggle out of control. For Chaise, it's much like when you were out of it during Punt's entire sequence, but now you are fully conscious of it happening to you as it happens. Your shifting form seems to feel like it's withering, and to put it lightly, Chaise is able to get an idea of this because Chaise isn't one-of-a-kind mimics do exist, and so you have a previous history to look upon. But Morasmus has no clue what the fuck is happening. Chaise, this is what you remember some of the non-sapient mimics happening to do when they got old.
I guess that would make her teak chair.
Are we becoming older? I'm looking at this.
Yeah, so you are feeling this sudden, like, weakness and aging inside of you. Morasmus has no precedent for what an old, like, gelatinous ooze gets to be, but Chaise has a vague idea that, yeah, these are the symptoms of becoming an old mimic. Your lack of ability to maintain your form and such properly at all times, you're wiggling and whatnot, and it doesn't feel right. And for the moment, you both have a drain of -2 to your constitution.
Oh. What? What'd you say?
What?
Oh god, old man Marasmus.
Yeah, I'm doing this specifically to spite you. Eh? I'm telling you, these kids these days.
What'd you say?
Who are you? Are you the bread boy?
What?
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 As Marasmus goes ahead and flips his umbrella upside down and uses it more like a cane. I tell you, these kids these days, with their new Pokemans and their NFTs.
These strange concepts suddenly popping into your head and you having a notable internal disdain for them existing.
Marasmus, save me! I am minting!
What?
Something about mitten? What are you gonna knit?
Mittens?
What are you
Jeez,
gonna
the gas fees themselves are going to kill you at this point.
Oh, these gas fees.
I believe that our chair friend is an antique. We must hurry.
Wait, does that mean she'd be worth more?
Presumably, but each probably has their worth.
You're cutting out a little bit, but we got basically everything you said. You're just losing the tips of it.
I will adjust the gain.
Yes. Do you approach? You're still sitting on this hill a couple miles out.
We don't think
I
we
mean,
have other
we
options.
got to. There's no other way to. Nothing. Got to.
All right. You slowly descend the ridge of this hill down towards this castle form as the sneezing continues. For a brief moment, it seems like there's a bit of respite from the incessant sneezing going on, and you have a moment where you continue to see the castle in its not so pristine but not ruined form as it maintains. After a long while, a little bit too long because of how slow all of a sudden Chaise and Marasmus even are going, you arrive within earshot of the front gates of this building. 2 sneezes happen, the building shifts twice and returns to normal yet again, and you approach to see a smaller shape standing outside of the castle. A familiar form of being, very much worried. This is another kobold.
Aish?
No, it is not Aish.
This
Just-
this is Runt. This is Runt speaking.
Oh, in character, you're like, Aish? And the figure turns and looks at you and just, like, tilts its head in confusion. What are you doing here?
Trying to figure out who's sneezing.
Oh no. It has brought the attention of others. You seem to know that something's going on, though. That is quite unique. Nobody else has been paying attention.
Well, kind of hard not to when, say you're going to...
Quick, come here, come here. The kobold waves and waves you over.
I'll reluctantly go.
You come up to this figure, this small kobold, and as you approach, they lift a mighty-looking stave of some sort with strange draconic features imbued all across it. You all know of dragons. You all have never seen one, but you all know of dragons. And they drive motorcycles, just like Marasmus pointed out, yes.
What?
Right? We heard the motorcycle out of the
You know
street.
why? We now know why Marasmus has gone.
Yeah.
He wears goddamn earplugs while driving a motorcycle.
Yep.
He ain't gonna do that. He ride or dies, man. He ride or dies.
And as you all approach this kobold, they lift up the staff and recite something in a language foreign to all of you. And all of a sudden, Marasmus and Chaise feel time and their bodies revert to normal.
Oh, thank heavens. I'd never want to do that again.
What?
If we don't solve this problem, then we may never have any choice in the matter. I've given you the best of my ability to help alleviate the worst of it, but the master is ill.
Is he what's causing this?
Suffice to say, yes, I would have to say as such, but I lack what is necessary to cure his ills. Oh, pardon me, I've been quite rude to our guests, not that we get many, but I do know the proper customs. I am Horug.
Erasmus.
Old rug?
Horug, if you would be so kind as to pronounce it correctly.
No, my tongue doesn't do that thing you're doing.
You can just call me Rug, I guess.
Yes, Runt, you may call him Hug.
Hugs, got it. You want a hug? I'll give you a hug. Hug him a hug.
The kobold looks at you a little bit, taps the staff again, and would you do a willpower will saving throw for me? Run. DC 20. No, you're fine. You feel this strange compulsion getting pushed away by your willpower. It feels vaguely timey-wimey bullshit. Oh, you are quite powerful. I will suffer this indignance, but do not treat my master. Do not treat my master as such, or even in his ill state, he will not take kindly to it. Shall I escort you inside?
That would be wonderful. Would you happen to know what afflicts your master, perhaps?
I have the vaguest idea of how to cure it, but the materials to do so do not exist anywhere near here. Follow me, stay close if you do not want to be lost.
Okay.
Very good.
And with that, he waves the staff again, and you notice a seeming aura of some sort surrounding you as you proceed through the building. The sneezes continue, and the building continues to shift, except within the bubble where it remains normal. And by that I mean it is a worn building, but not brought to rot and decay yet.
Runt wants. I know this is gonna be bad. I know this, but Runt, out of his curiosity, would hold his hand down as a bubble to see what happens.
Roll me a fortitude saving throw. You need a nat 20 to not suffer the ill effects.
Oh.
As you put your hand out, the figure of Horug tries to stop you, but fails to do so in time. You reach your hand out, and... Alright, I am going to give you a chance to avoid this, but I will tell you right now, you may have inflicted a permanent injury upon yourself.
Ooh.
Roll me 3 more fortitude saves. One of them has to be a nat 20.
Bring it on.
You leave your hand out of the bubble that surrounds you as the shrill scream of Horug warns you. And you retract your hand back in as naught but bone.
Oh.
And as you look at your hand of bone, which hand was it?
Would have been my non-dominant hand. Because this dominant hand holds its staff.
You have no feeling in your hand. And Hrug looks at you with a grave expression.
Okay.
And looks and pulls up the staff and says, "Told you to keep close."
So, is there any movement at all? Or is it just bone?
You cannot feel your hand.
Oh.
There is no movement. You have no control of it. It is bone. It is as a statue.
I'm gonna shove it in Marasmus.
I love how you now have a permanent non-dominant skeleton hand, and your first response is to do the dank memes with it and shove it into the goop.
I'm gonna shove it in Marasmus.
Sure, why not? You know,
All right.
he doesn't feel anything anymore in that hand.
Yep, you don't
Okay.
you don't feel your hand, but by that proxy, you also do not feel any pain from this.
It's like the guy who put his hand in lava. You never tell you how it felt.
Marasmus is going to decalcify his fucking bones. Sure.
So you shove your skeletal hand in Marasmus, and as you do so, Marasmus is goopy form, which naturally dissolves the edible parts of most of the things that he shoves inside, unless he is explicitly trying not to, is not prepared.
Real quick, can I just say, can you clean this up for me?
You already shoved it in.
Nope, you already shoved it in, as
fair.
the very few remaining ligaments and other non-bony material fades away, and as you retract your arm, your hand is no longer there.
Milk.
Was it just bone now?
You have a stump.
I love how we're all so casual. Runt lost his arm.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't feel. So, okay, to be fair, he didn't feel it go away. It's just instant.
Yes,
It is-
This was
Yeah.
instant. You reach your hand outside of this bubble. Your hand progresses drastically into the future in line with one of the dragon's sneezes. Becomes bone, and then you remove what little is connecting it to the rest of your body by shoving it in Marasmus.
Listen, if we knew someone was going to try that, if anyone was going to try it, it would have been Runt. Let's be real.
All right. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Runt's just going to look at it now. He's like, huh. Hey,
It's
Whoever
just
immediately lands is just gonna walk the rest of the way. Like
Hey,
she's
hey,
almost
guys.
like punched in, not wanting to touch the outside of the bubble.
I did say to keep close. I would not recommend doing that with anything else. I cannot repair that. As Marasmus continues to move along with a floating goblin bone hand inside of his body.
looks like you could use a hand, Runt.
I get it.
He goes ahead and like sticks out Runt's arm, waves it.
It is now a skeletal goblin hand surrounded by goop that is being manipulated by Marasmus. You can now actually wave at people. Congratulations, Runt. You gave Marasmus a hand. What have you done?
I've made a friend for life.
Is this like considered like a blood bond, except to the point where it's just like, all right, it's a bone bond now? It's just like, I give you.
It is definitely Runt can no longer wield two-handed weapons at full capacity.
I'll probably have something to affect my casting semantics as well.
Hold on. So does that mean all your wild shapes also have one arm now too? And then also,
I was hoping
any winged creatures you try and have are gonna have one wing.
I'd probably assume one leg because that's
That's up to Trisky. That's up to fucking Trisky.
I will have no leg to stand on.
What happens to the snake?
You
though?
didn't lose a foot. You lost a hand.
Birds don't have hands though.
They got wings.
Yes,
They have feet.
and where they would have hands would be wings.
Oh no!
I was hoping one of you would ask. Yes, this has permanent repercussions to you, Ron.
No, I'm all. Listen, did I stutter when I did that? No.
No, you did not. You knew something bad would happen, and it has.
He was so
listen.
casual.
Runt.
So no bonus to lockpicking, huh? Chad's just like, so you can't lockpick now, can you?
Holy shit.
Yeah, as Erasmus waves at you with your decrepit bony hand in this somehow humorous loss of limb, you continue to follow Harug closely now, and approach the center of the castle as he very casually waves open these two massive gold-encrusted solid steel doors that, by your estimate, should weigh way too much for even a small, like, if your entire party were to push them, you would have trouble pushing them aside, and he waves it aside with his hand.
That's a powerful ass kobold. Holy shit.
And as you see this door creaking loudly open, you look into the room, and I would like you all to roll. I need to figure out exactly which knowledge it is, but yes, this would make the most sense. Knowledge Arcana.
Okay.
Or if you have absolutely zero in this, knowledge nature at disadvantage. And I know this system normally doesn't have disadvantage. It's either one. You can choose either Arcana or nature at disadvantage.
Wait, can I use Spellcraft? Wait, what's the difference between Spellcraft and Knowledge Arcana?
Spellcraft is actually using and applying it. Knowledge Arcana is like the practice and theory.
I only have knowledge knowledge dungeoneering. Let's see if I have knowledge somewhere else.
It should be underneath. It should still pop up in there. It's just like not highlighted. 14. Wow. Okay. Fuck.
Marasmus has the best idea of what is going on here. You do not know the exact nature of the beast. Circumstances surrounding could give you a proper idea, but that's a fuck-off huge dragon sitting in the middle of the palace, sneezing repeatedly and shaking the room around him.
Oh. Okay. Fuck.
And Harug moves forward and bows low.
Runt waves his stub.
Except for curtsies.
I hope you realize I'm looking up animate dead spells right now to give you your fucking goblin arm back.
No, real talk? That would be kind of cool, having a living animated hand as your hand. Just doing whatever. There's a feat for that, isn't there?
Is there?
There is,
Maybe.
actually, yes.
This is going to be an interesting development, and somebody needs to commission Magnifical to update your character art.
I can get animate dead, guys. I can give you an animated hand.
But you come into the room, following closely with Harug, as this, you notice, much to your fear, that the border of the bubble that you are in wavers with every sneeze, making you all close in a little bit closer to one another. So you're all pretty tightly packed together. Harug is trying to keep it as big as possible, but it is still having trouble in this circumstance. And he looks up at the dragon that all of you together could probably fit in its mouth at the same time.
But that's a big dragon.
And says, Master Horgithla, the Eternal, we have guests. The sneezing continues. The room continues to shake. But instead of speaking from its mouth, you all feel in your mind the deepest, most ethereal, extraplanar. You don't know how to describe it, but it is a voice speaking into your head. Where hail you from? You of many kinds.
North for most of us, yes.
We hail from.
Oh, that's the wrong chat. Oops.
We hail from a small swamp called Boggerdale. At least that is where we may call our temporary home. Or frog.
You're right. Yes, the language that I was speaking earlier was Draconic, so you actually did overhear what he said.
I understand
never mind.
a lot.
Yeah, I also know
This language speaking into your head is Bishul Common, by the way.
Right.
The language that Harug was speaking earlier that I said none of you could understand. I apologize. Runt could understand. I did not know you had Draconic, actually.
I also have Draconic.
Oh, nice.
Then both of you understood. I forget the context of it, but it is, suffice to say, not important at this point.
It's a spell that regenerated. Magical
Yeah.
limbo.
It was a draconic spell of time that basically reverted the effects upon you. But they ask where you come from. You mentioned Boggerdale, and the dragon seems to nod slowly, then sneeze again. And
What? Run for hold up. No, we come from Frogbelt, not Boggerdale.
Close to Boggerdale.
Yeah.
Frogbelt. I know of the place. I have seen it in many forms, in many years, in many decades.
I don't know what happened. Just keep that to yourself.
Telling you such things would disturb the very nature of time itself. I am Horgithla, the Eternal, great time dragon, and I am ill.
How may we be of assistance to you, a winged, timely one?
I cannot retrieve my own cure, for if I leave this place, as the little one has already discovered,
He waves his nub.
then the time around me causes pain. The only reason you can stand in my presence is Achoo! Harug, my disciple, and Chronomancer, keeping you safe.
Perhaps we may work together. As such, we may be able to assist in gathering the ingredients or the resources necessary to cure you. And in return... Guys, what do we want in return?
Can you put my bone back on?
No. You did that.
What you will gain from aiding me is a return to the normal time stream. The only reason you are here is because you can feel it passing erratically. Unlike the rest.
I do...
Oh, go ahead.
No. I do. We do appreciate returning to the normal time stream. I am a student of the arcane myself.
I
And
can
I'm
feel
much-
your magical presence.
And being in before such a powerful, godlike entity such as yourself, I hope it is not too much to ask to learn a little bit of what power fuels you, as well as perhaps the magic that emanates from you.
I will reward you in kind for what you do. The terms of which I shall think of yesteryear.
Runt raises his nubbin question.
Speak.
So those dog folks, they slaves.
By some definition. But this is of unnecessary concern to me.
No, but I mean, surely you see this land, and well, apparently you see it in all essence of being. You see what these people are doing to this land.
It disturbs me.
Right.
But I am not one to interfere willy-nilly with the flow of time outside of my personal domain.
Well, perhaps as a request, if we help you, can you point us in the right direction to try to get it to slow down? Because it's happening all too fast. And I'm sure a lot of us here feel like a lot of innocent and unnecessary people are being taken.
Ren, I think he's offering to return us to the normal time stream, which is what we want.
Well,
He's asking
What
for
I'm-
something else. He's asking for like some help
Oh.
figuring out how to deal with the foreigners.
Oh, okay. I thought
he's
you were
asking how to halt the progressiveness of this place, because they are infesting the land, stripping the land of its.
could use the powers provided by such a godly deity.
Would you roll me a diplomacy check, Runt?
Damn it! I want help.
Not my strong suit, guys. Not gonna lie.
I know, it's my strong suit and I can't help you.
I'm doing a lot of things before thinking about the consequences today.
This is Runt being Runt. He's speaking.
Yeah, I know.
He doesn't take time to think of his actions. He just does it.
I know, and it's funny to me.
You still have a +6. Don't complain so much. Holy shit. God. This could be
You
a
can
little
technically still roll to aid, which would give a +2 if you succeeded. Because
you already rolled, man. You already rolled.
He hasn't revealed the result.
I don't know. Is Trisky gonna allow it?
Sure.
I don't mind jumping in aid, kind of interjecting.
I think
Yes,
only
if you can know the future, perhaps we could help this land or provide something more interesting to you.
That is a success.
that was my aid check. So you got +2. Damn!
Can we use Zephyrs?
+2 is a plus.
You Zephyrs!
Ooh. So that goes from 11 to a 13 to a 15.
I want to know the aid, how we're providing it. Are we just like, shut up, Ron, shush.
Zephyr was offering their insight as to things, and then Rasmus was talking about wanting to learn. So I'm assuming that's how.
We're all getting a little piece of the pie here.
1 second.
Listen, Runt just wants to make sure that land isn't.
Ah, yes. Plus 39. Mm-hmm. Hey guys, I think we're dead.
By the way, my sheet is informing me that I have not put a total of 81 extra ranks into skills that I should have done for this individual. Just a bit of an FYI. In response to your besiegement, the dragon says, "This will be considered, but your aid is required in the yesterday. I am afflicted not by any mortal affliction, but of an extraplanar one that even I cannot remove just through the manipulation of time. If I continue this course with this illness without bringing it to rot, the time elementals of the other planes will interfere, and it will end poorly for everyone. Thus, I need you to go to the other plane for me and retrieve their medicine."
You are wishing for us to go to a different plane of existence to steal a time elemental's medicine?
No, they want us to go ask for the medicine.
However you acquire it, they will certainly prefer I do not maintain this form, but they will not interfere either, on their own volition.
If you were
As
to
is
be
the
the
way
one,
of the elementals.
if you were to be the one to send us there, how are we to return?
That is for you to figure out, alas.
Okay.
I will go along with them as well. Yes, Horug, you shall accompany them. You, of all, would have the best chance of finding a way back. Well, yes. And it will be a good experience for me as your successor, correct? Yes. Now, do you accept, or do you doom this reality to death?
I accept. I got nothing going on today.
Yeah, I think my schedule's a bit clear.
I think I can fit it in my schedule.
If
If you put it that way, yeah.
if you're agreeing to possibly teach us ways to help this land, then yeah, I'll help.
Very well. I will see you later. Or before. It is yet to be determined.
What?
Click. Vision goes black.
He killed us.
Well, time to roll new characters.
Yeah, little did you know that losing a hand was the worst of your fears today.
That was the
What do you
worst.
mean? That wasn't even a fear. That was just.
Well, I
That
mean,
was Runt on
Runt
Tuesday.
is really unfazed. I'm surprised you don't already have 20 peg legs that you've gotten through at this point, but...
That was the worst telltale option that we got.
But no, your vision fades to black, and you wake up in Frogbelt Village.
Ian?
In Punt's shack.
Oh god!
Without the punt.
Punch check. It's
Oh.
the punch
Shut
check.
the
God
fuck
damn
up.
it!
Punt, what did you do to us?
You do not see Punt. everyone perception for me.
All right.
Perception, you say?
$10 says we're in a different timeline. That's right.
Jason Fester, everything seems normal for you. Nothing has happened, and you don't feel anything out of the ordinary. You're just wondering why Punt isn't here. And of course why you got here all of a sudden, but that is a little concern for you. Marasmus, Runt, Zephyr. You know those video games when it's trying to set the tone of the entire world, and in order to do so, they just like put like a bloody like blue filter over everything?
The horror movie filter.
Yeah.
It's the
like
Mexico filter from Breaking Bad.
yeah. In this certain circumstance, instead of a red, it is a light blue filter over everything you see as items that should be moving around you, like the what should be a bubbling cauldron that she has basically on at all times, move in slow motion.
Red's going to look for some ingredients to put in the pot.
Stop this in the hand.
No hesitation. Just trying to find something to put in the mixing pot.
Are you gonna stick your
Right.
hand in there too? The skeleton hand?
No, you have it.
If you want it back, it's yours.
Not right now.
Okay.
Roll me a, I don't fucking know. Roll me something of your choice, and I will decide what happens arbitrarily based on it later.
Roll religion.
Yeah, I will roll fly.
Okay. You will find out what happened as a result of this at some other point in time, and I will make a note of it.
Oh, you fucked with the timeline, you bastard.
Or was
Right.
it all according to plan because time isn't a straight arrow?
Oh God. I'm gonna look outside of the hut, see if we see anybody in this Breaking Bad filter.
You step outside of the hut, and not a thing moves in proper time. In fact, there are no goblins about. There are no frogs about. Some of the water, at random places, moves in reverse. And you look up, and the sky is yellow.
Oh, piss.
Hug,
No, not quite piss yellow. It's more like a lemon yellow.
Hug, where are we?
We are in the extra-dimensional plane of time.
It looks exactly like our own. Except not.
Yeah, you'll figure things out eventually.
Wait a minute. Does that mean that...
Ohio.
Ohio. We're in Ohio!
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no.
Well, we're stuck here now.
Does this potentially mean that our reality is layered on another one?
That has always been the case from my teachings.
Fascinating. Gentlemen, we must find this cure along the lands, but where might it even be?
Oh,
I
it's the time
I'm
elementals, my head.
sorry to tell you that I have about as much a clue as you do as to where we are to go.
I think I may have an idea, actually. Well, think about it. If we are layered on multiple different areas, it should potentially be
mirrored, essentially. If we were to put... If you think we may go back to the castle where the time dragon was, you think that his other time deity elemental might be there?
Wouldn't he just be there if we're in a different place? He's across all time, isn't he?
It was just an idea.
Not a bad one.
That's the only one we have to lead. I was going off the idea of, layers. Onions have layers.
We're in a swamp.
Do swamps have onions?
Punch is mixing something, right?
Punt is not there.
Oh.
Yeah, you were in Punt Shack. Punt was nowhere to be seen. There is a pot that's brewing in reverse, basically. Water in random spots out in the swamp outside, randomly going in reverse. And no sign of any living being whatsoever, other than you.
Are all the tins still there?
Come again?
Are all of the tents still there?
Oh yes, it looks like Frogbelt Village. Minus anybody.
You know, if we're in a place looking for something and we're told that there's time out there, maybe we just wait for them to come to us and then we can ask them for the thing. Because if someone was in your home and suddenly, not welcome there, what would you do?
I'm not sure if they're aware if we are here.
Own a musket like the founding fathers extended.
Poor
God damn it, I
ruffians
fucked it
breaking into
up.
my house. What the devil?
God damn. Or Erasmus has a blunderbuss too.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you do have a blunderbuss. I forgot about that.
Ruffians coming up my staircase. Erasmus.
You are basically just here. Yeah, what do you do?
Erasmus is going to check inside the chief's house, see if anyone's there or what is there. See.
The torches of a brazier, as you enter the house, flicker back and forth, going forward and back in time. The air smells of nothing, tastes of nothing.
Is the chief's normal items there? Like a bed?
Oh yes, all of the usual things that he would have in his room are there.
Okay. Runt, I have good news and bad news. Good news is that this being a layer on reality, it seems to be almost a copy of our home, which also means that you can potentially take stuff here and bring it back. The bad news is we don't know how this will affect our reality.
So you're saying don't take anything.
I'm saying you could, but we might not want to risk it. But I know you're a man of chance. He gestures over his arm.
Runt's going to try something. He's going to move his staff between his other arm and pull out something like rock or something in his inventory that he has and drop it. See what happens.
Alright, you take out like a stone of some sort that you randomly had in your inventory. As you release it from your hand, it is not even a second before it is on the ground. It seems to teleport. You look down at the rock, and then it disappears.
Interesting.
You check your pocket again, and the rock is back.
Oh. I think I'm starting to understand this place. You see, we are not from this reality. Therefore, maybe whatever we attempt to remove from it shall stay here, and whatever we wish to leave behind will stick to our person. Because those items cannot cross the reality plane.
My brain hurts.
You're not alone.
Yes, don't think about it too much.
Well observed,
will-
Slime.
I will say, though, old boy, I do not believe you'll be able to fish as of yet.
Damn it!
And with that, we end the session for today.
We end with Erasmus screaming, "Damn it!"
But yes, we are unironically going to end there because I have to prepare some things.
Okay.
I just drastically altered the course of our future.
I love
Also,
Oh, lovely.
I need to think of a design for our skeletal hand.
Yeah.
I was
This'll be-
possibly thinking of incorporating some vines to act like ligaments.
Oh, hey, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Alright, I do want to actually.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask Penguin, did you want me to go ahead and get Animate Dead so that way you can have your animated skeleton hand work for you?
Well, here's the thing. Once we hit the next level, I'm just gonna forget about entirely what I was gonna grab and grab Possessed Hand.
Possessed hand, what's that?
Either a ghost spirit or outsider possesses my hand, and it guides me in exchange for help. Basically, it becomes a possessed hand.
He's gonna make a contract with a fucking skeleton hand from the extra plane.
Who knows? Maybe a time elemental will make a bargain to leave the time.
You can find out. We'll see what the fuck happens.
Your hand's gonna
But
like
this is-
glitch and like teleport around like Gary's Mod Ragdoll style.
That sounds cool, though. Just imagine detaching and then just imagine detaching and jittering back in place because of fucking placement.
You're trying to grab a sword and it goes.
Trying to
Oh,
fly
boy.
and it glitches out. Fuck.
I love this so far. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's session. And you're the first permanent injury I have inflicted upon a player character, actually.
They call him Nubby.
No.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what you
Everyone's
gotta call your arm.
everyone say goodbye to the audience.
Bye.
Bye, audience. We're done for the day.